Hi everybody, this is Samuel Dervich, or also Samuel Loomis Newly Awakened, and I also consider myself Samuel Spirit. And so what all that is that's just connected to certain things that I'm all about. Also, a change is happening, and today is the 15th of December, 2020, and what's interesting, it happens to be on a Tuesday, which coincides with January of 1985 month, similar cycle, where my birthday itself was supposed to be on a Tuesday the 15th, and then I was 3 days late. I noticed that there's a lot of synchronicities to this, and you're going to see a lot in your life, and everybody's having all sorts of synchronicities. This week is also considered connected to Capricorns. We just got out of Sagittarius. Now we're going into Capricorn. And now we're going into Aquarius right after that. It's really interesting how it's like the moons are setting up in certain ways to connect with Aquarius lineups with Saturn and all of that. So we're actually going into the Aquarius age. So this week of the stars, the way the planets are aligning in a certain way that coincides with change of our control system changing from its original control system into a new control system that's no longer controlled. We're all free and abundance and everything. It's so cool. What I noticed is this month is 12, so 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay. Today is the 15th. 5 plus 1 is 6. See where it's going? And then what is 1 plus 8? That's 9. 3, 6, 9. Everybody know about Tesla? 3, 6, 9. Synchronicity. Then here's another thing. 4, 20, 20. There's going to be, so between now and the 18th, today is the charomin day. And I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly or not, but charomin and the flaming sword, yep, guarding the tree of life, where we would live forever in our sins if we ate of the fruit, or if we ate of the tree of life info of all knowledge. We'd live in our vibrations, basically, of what we were aware of or whatever. So we were going through an age of confusion and awakening. Now we're in the awakening age, and now we're getting into the age of change, where now we can participate and become a new form. Meaning we need to eat of the food, of good food that is natural, raw, and high vibe as best as possible. Forgive yourself if you haven't been, it's fine. As long as you're about prayer and meditation and maybe looking into changing, do what you feel you can handle, but be aware that foods and things are controlled by the system, but all those controls and everything is going to be dropped off. Our DNA, junk DNA, is going to drop off, according to Charlie Freak. I love Michael, where he brings up stuff. He's really amazing. He brings up light warriors and the rainbow warriors of light, warriors of the rainbow. And he's so impressionable. He's an amazing individual. I like watching him because every time I watch him, I feel like he's resonating with what I'm feeling and what I feel I want to see and hear. As if he hears me, as if he feels me and feels others, or someone is helping him. And it's like he's connected without being connected. And I don't know if he notices that, but I don't even see whether he doesn't necessarily respond to me or responds to others, but he does seem to notice my feelings and decisions like a collective connection. I'm really impressed at that guy. And so I love being part of his live streams or connections because he's so in tune or connected somehow. Now, it's also all these in tuning feelings could be the quantum computer connection. And some of these people could be connected military psyop individuals that know and are connected to us to trick us or to control. But I don't think that individual, even if they were, I think they're doing it for the light side, not the dark side. And the light is to bring freedom for all. And so that's what it is of the dark side. Not all of them in the dark are bad. They want to bring knowledge. with being known, but then the light wants to be balanced, and the light rides the dark. So this video is going to be about information that I'm going to bring up to get ready for the shift on Monday next week. Right now, I'm just following information that other people kind of bring up on Twitter and let be known about the different things. But when I see it, it always synchronicity connects with things that I've witnessed and noticed too that connect and make more sense. There's also information about bloodlines and all of that. I'm a B negative blood, so I'm a master healer. I want to say A's and A negatives are the lawyers and the liars, but they have the plans. They know what the earth should be, but they don't always notice that the B's are good to work with, to connect with, so that we can balance and create new earth creation with the O's. And the O's like us, but they also are narcissistic, so we don't always have a good vibe connection. B negative bloods will usually work with B negative bloods better, and if they're both awakened to the same knowledge and agree. But we've been taught to be against each other. Well, this awakening age is going to wake us up to finally be there for one another, finally be able to relate with each other and realize who the real enemies are. And the real enemies are, there are no enemies. We've just all been tricked. We've all been following a script. All of that is done. The light waves from heaven are coming into our realm, correcting, because according to many research and channelers and other people, they say God is one. And now some say that Christ has now become Metatron, and Metatron has a cube. So Christ is now the higher form of himself, or different forms, and that's also Michael and others, because everything is everything, and everybody is everybody in some form or some way, or as if we are. So it's just really interesting, because the energy water science studies that Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, and others, and Dolores Cannon and others have talked about bring up this knowledge and awareness. So what I'm about to talk about here is, so the A's have plans, and they're usually the elites. And so most of the AB negatives are the high elites, but they're usually, there are good ones and bad ones. And a lot of the A's that aren't following what they want to kill off, and they mostly want to kill them off. The O's and B's are usually, the B's are the boosters of the O's, but the positive bloodlines are said to inherit the earth, and the negative bloodlines are said to ascend. But we're supposed to mix with the positive so that they can get into the higher realms. So why we're building the new age, the new world realm, we're going to mix with them so that they can enter into, so more of them can enter, connect easier into the next realm. But because this portal has already started opening, seems like we already opened the chapter. So there are already the bridge connectors to all the different soul groups. So all the soul groups have already connected to the AB negative rare bloodline to create reality that we're all one. And AB negative is supposed to be the Christ bloodline or connection. So if you're a B negative or an A negative or something like that, or a negative, you are connected to that line. And so O's can mix with others to make other bloodlines. So O's are universal. They can mix with B's to make B's. A's with O's can make more A's. So you want one of them to be a negative so that the negative bloodlines can connect, because they are the divine beings. So they come back so that the divine line can be connected, so that all of Earth can be connected to the divine realms, so that we can get to the higher realms, so the God creation can keep on going and go beyond. And so Sophia frequencies, Sophia, creation, and then all of that other information of awareness and the duality. Enki being the father connector of Jesus and Satan, and all of those connections. And now those are being healed, but Christ is one, and taken over, according to some people saying. I don't know if all of this is what it is, but I have witnessed some things, so I don't doubt it. But it's an unconditional form. Basically, we're all okay. Doesn't matter what you believe or disbelieve. It's all about your heart. If you're a good person, if you follow peace, if you really care and want peace for all, peace will come. And those that don't know will know, and then they'll have a chance to choose what side they want to be on and where they want to go. But all the bad, evil, corruption of non-balance has been stopped. It's been balanced. Everybody is acclimated. Everything is good. All the darkness and abuse has been done, has been healed, because that's what happened, is it was all healed. The adversary was healed to its perfect form, and then they corrected and evolved into the new forms, so that they could go up and finish their task. And so now we've all won. All the things that have been done is rippling to this timeline or reality or whatever, and all the different timeline realities that may still exist. But everything's converged, and then it's creating new ones. So just know that you're all loved. You're all okay. It's going to be very interesting. But today is the charomin day. And what that means is it's the pink quartz energy day, the twin flame day. Yesterday was twin flame as well, but today was more of it's more of the wounded healer day. So today manifests and helps manifest the manifestation you were focusing on yesterday, heals it, and it connects with any of us that feel like we were wounded healers. And synchronicity is way with me and connected with me in that. And I was told I was here for a purpose by a higher self when I was suffering cancer. So my lifetime was already extended by me following what was told to me, and it saved my life. Even if my family or others laughed at it or put it down, some of them didn't. Some of them still wondered and have put me down, saying some really mean things about me, even my own dad and others, and I forgive them and I love them. The whole thing is there's a lot of things that are confusion, and all of that's going to break, and everybody's going to realize what they did, and they'll feel bad, and we'll all heal and hug. Everything's going to be okay. Your family, others, if you want it to be okay, just keep holding on that it already is, and then it will be, even if you have a hard time doing it. I bless you for grace with my heart that you will, and that it will for them, even if they're unawake. Even if you feel you're awake, but you're still not fully awake in the ways that I and others may know things. And just because I am awake doesn't mean that there's things that you know that I know. I may not know what you know about certain things. So what is about to happen is we're all going to know what's really going on. And then all will realize what I and others have known that others have chosen to push away or not listen to. And then we're all going to finally do those things. And so that means blessing for all, twin flames for all. Because once we have our partner, they will bring miracles with us as we connect with each other, and it will balance all of us. And we'll finally have the full connection to ascend. And that's what will be really cool. It's going to be really cool. So I wanted to read this. And so I was thinking about all the words and different things that when you become awakened or aware, you start realizing these connections. Words are spells, and spells are words. And so there are words within words. So when you say pray with sword or parry with sword, it's pray with words. See how that works? So pray with words is parry W hit sword. And it's really interesting that that's in there because it connects with the connection of things. And so it's really interesting that the way that is set up, because it's just wow. So I'm going to bring up some things that most awakened individuals know. So forgive me, I'm going to read this here. So first of it is woke. That's a word that most people start saying and being aware. Then awakened. Then you realize that there are awarenesses to certain words that have low and high vibrations. So understanding, when you say understanding, and I see a lot of awakened individuals saying understanding a ton, and I keep trying to tell them and letting them know that, when you say understanding, something, you're low. You're saying I'm low vibe. I'm under the vibe of this awareness, of this information, of what I'm saying. So we want people to not understand, but to rise up, or to upstand, to be above par, not below par. You want to be above it, because above is important, but most people want to be right on par, right? Of course you do. Well, here's the thing. When you're really wanting to be balanced, but you still want to be on one side more than the other, usually, that's how the ascension process of Ra Law 1 brings up, from 3rd D to 4D. But some of us that are 3rd D could go to 50 because we're divine being connected already. So we're going to go straight to 50 after this, or higher, depending on our vibration of knowledge. So right now we're trying to learn knowledge and light for some. And so we catch on to the knowledge of light and wisdom and knowledge because we've already mastered the awareness of love and realize how much love is so important, how we can manifest things. And we witness and we get into healing really fast, but we realize that there's something that's missing to create more. But then others, if they're with us, can help us. But the reason why we don't all get that is because our job as B negative bloods, for those who are B negatives, are master healers. So we don't really necessarily need to worry. And the negative bloodlines don't necessarily need to worry about the next realm. And anybody that's still around and still has a heart of gold and desires, you'll be okay. Plus, if someone dies, they can be brought back. It's really easy. We have the ability to bring back people with the power of healing. Christ did it. He said we all can do it. So did Peter and all of them. So did ancient texts. It teaches how, if you believe in Christ or the power of that healing power, you shall never die. Plus, Christ can help heal. He said when he goes to the Father, he can heal those of the lower even more than he could when he was on this plane. But Christ was also teaching the Ra Law 1. So it's unconditional love. It's not organized religions. Your temple is within you. Temples up here. And Charlie Freak breaks down a lot of information in his Freak Sense channel, and others do too. And it's really powerful, because really it's just all in code, or all being aware. Eating high vibe food, raw, organic, vegan, non-GMO as much as possible. Growing your own food if you're able. If not, then do your best. Go for raw, organic type stuff. Get drawn, pray. Find people that know, research, be aware of what's in your foods and in your water and everything. And don't worry about it when you do. You might worry a little, and it will be irritating. And most of you, if you knew what your food were, you would be barfing right now, because it's bad what they put in those things, especially your vaccines and everything. Yeah, so be aware of it, be smart, follow your heart, and stop playing the game of being an AI. Stop injecting yourself to become a quantum computer control because you think that that's what will make you more. That traps you. And if you want that abuse, that's going to be on you, but most of it will fall off and be done soon. That's why I'm glad it hasn't been mandated, and it shouldn't be mandated until once after the shift, and after January 5th, that's when everything will be outed. And on January 6th, everything will be redone, retallied, and you'll know the truth of what's really been going on. So I just want you to be aware of that. So here we go. So the next is, so understanding is lowy. So you want to upstand, or you want to be upstanding, or balance standing, or however, is best. And then good morning. See, listen to this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Why is it that they want us to be so happy about sleeping and being sad and crying? Because they're saying that when you're awake, it's sad to be awake. And then when you're asleep, it's more comfortable. So stay asleep. It's mind control. Those are words of mind control. They've taught you to do mind control. And my inner self and those that listen in or connect with me are agreeing with me. They know. And I don't know if these individuals are agreeing with me or good or bad. I think they're angel connection and other. It's dual. Both are. Because that's just how it works. So the dark and the light both are listening. So what is really interesting is because everything is connected. Everything is everybody. So good morning is not something you should say. Say good uprising. So when you're figuring something out and you think it's okay to say good morning, no, don't say good morning. Say good uprising or good, good vibe, good vibrational awakeness or good awakening. You can say good awakening because awakening is okay to me. I'm sure there's other stuff within it too, because there's always words within words, because it has need. And need is Eden. Eden is need. You don't need to be worried about saying, I need this, because you do. You're Eden. You need the Eden. Eden needs you. That's the garden. The garden, growth, creation, new earth, miracle. Eden was a paradise. So you want Eden. You want that. Now, when I say belief, I mean be a leaf. Be a leaf is what I say, or write it out as. And my mom and others were like, you need to correct this grammar and this. And sometimes I do some mistakes in grammar and things, and it doesn't bother me because I'm like, well, the words are spells anyway. So I look at them and I'm like, well, even if I write them wrong, I realize that my higher self or connected self is making me write secret things or influencing me and others to write the right things, even if it's trying to be controlled or tricked. It still turns out for the light side more than the dark, always, because of your heart, as long as you're vibing that way. Because low vibes can't control high vibe beings, and even if they do, they can't control it completely, and they can only do it enough to the point that the light will intervene if needed. So it's really powerful because they kind of influence them anyway without them even knowing that they do, but they kind of do. And they don't worry about it because they know that now we're all balanced. So good morning is not the best word. You want to say good uprising or good awakening. And then after that, you have good afternoon. How would you say? And that's good, no, and on. So I'm just like, what? Why does it say good on, no? Good, no, on. So it's basically saying it's good not to be on. It's good not to be on or on, no. Don't be on. Don't be awake. Don't have your light on. Don't have your awareness on. It's saying good afternoon or good after the no on. So the no awakening. So good after the no awakening or no on. So it's after the no on. So it's after the awakening. So good after awakening, meaning good sleep is but it also means the other two. It means both. And so I would be careful with that. I would say good awakening, good day, good rise, good midday. And then you could probably say those things. And then, but midday is also dim day. So that's lowering your light. So you want to be good shine day or something. You want to shine. You want to be happy. You want to be graceful and blessed for grace for all. And as I say that, I am doing that too. I'm blessing you with grace as I tell you to bless with grace. So bless you with grace. And so for me, my vibes are always saying it. And that heals and that causes divine intervention. Whatever is divine will intervene and help the good divine, because that's the vibes. Now, the next is like good night. How about nice rest? Have a good rest. or have a good rest or a good awakening rest. You could say that. So that when you sleep, you have awakening dreams that wake you to more knowledge and awareness if you do sleep, or that you have a good meditation connected rest. So the next thing is, I've seen other individuals, and I really like this Val Valiant Thor 12 guy at Val Thor. I want to say his name is Don something. He's a really good dude. I really appreciate him. He's got a good heart, and he has a wealth of knowledge, and he's been in the military and other stuff, so he knows things. But or he's learned things now, and he used to be something else, and now he's aware of what's really going on. So he always brings up peace fam, and I've heard others say peace fam or thank you fam. And all of these light warriors and others, they always say fam. They always call everybody that responds to them family, because we're all family. We're all one family of this realm, of this universe. Even if we're not literally family, we are all family of creation of some form, good or bad. It doesn't matter. We're all one, connected. So what it is about the two sides. The balancing is you choose your side. You choose service to self or service to others. As long as you're 51% on one side, you're okay. If you're kind of balanced and it's not sure, you're never 50-50. And if you are 50-50, you'll be corrected anyway, and it'll be okay. You'll just have to choose which side. Once you choose the side, then you'll be 51 on one of those sides. And so I think the 50-50s will just have to choose a side, and then they'll be upgraded immediately. And if they're trying to decide which side is right and they don't want to choose sides because they want balance, maybe they'll ascend differently, which is really cool, because most of us will be on one side or another. And if you want to be on a certain side, you'll be allowed on a certain side, and they'll heal you so you can be. That's how I was told for my higher form. I know it sounds strange, but I never loved myself at the time. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to love, because I was so confused about all the things I felt I did, and was confused why I did those things, or was afraid because of my upbringing and how to do things and how to feel good or not feel good. And I felt like I was being led astray, and that the community I was a part of was doing that and thinking that I can't be more than that, and that I shouldn't try. And I was like, you know what, I need to heal, and I need to forgive and stand up for who I am and what I choose to do, but then do better, that I feel is better. Be authentic, be self-worth, and that's another thing that you learn to be, is authentic. It's a new word that I learned this year. At the end of last year was when it was, in December I learned it. But Rainbow Warriors. Rainbow Warriors is a new one I've heard, and it's talking about the Hopi prophecy. They bring up a lot of prophecies from Native Americans when they did the first reset, and then now they're doing this whole new class change, which is supposed to waken us all up. Tesla frequencies, Tesla coil, Tesla towers instead of 5G, all these different things, hopefully to correct and change. But it's going to be more of a metaphysical, spiritual connection to wipe out all of those connections too. It's just helping us boost towards it so that we're ready for it more, and so everybody can. And so that's what's great. So Light Warriors. Then there's the 2,000, the 154,000. That's light frequency, but also angel beings and more. But everybody has 144,000 angels, guardian angels watching over you, from what I've realized. If you ask for a League of Angels, that's how many League of Angels come to your aid when you call and pray for them. That's what Jesus and others send you, and Minotron or whatever connection sends you. So Light Warriors or Buddha or whatever your deity connects, because they're connected too. All of them are. There's a purpose for all the different religions, and they all have pieces of the knowledge. So Light Warriors, but now those are going to be changed, and we'll know the truth, and we won't have to have particular religions anymore. We'll just have one awareness of what we should be doing for our different levels, and then we'll all be aware of what's next. And then we'll have to go through it again for some, or they already have, and we've already been through several loops already, so that's being corrected. And so the 3D is dying, and so new 3D planets are being made for those that can't. and it's going to be all new, and hopefully they won't be as bad controlled like the others were, but most are going to shift because you can't really keep doing it or you'll never shift, and it delays the whole process. And it's so some are being corrected because it needs to be that better, and so all the bad has lost, and so all the universe is being corrected in that and healed. So here we go. So indigo, so there's crystal child, indigo, and crystal childs are born of indigos, and they all have different enlightening abilities and awareness. Crystals childs are more empathic, and want to be healers and sensitive, and they want to become more help. The indigos are the ones that are connected to other things. And then shift, that's a new word that a lot of people are saying, what do you mean shifting? And it's like, well, we're shifting, meaning changing to new form. Apocalypse also means different things I've heard, but one of the most things I've witnessed, I'm just going to sum it up a little bit, is just changing from knowledge that we didn't have to now just a open of true knowledge. So the destruction of the old system. It destroys the old in a good way because it's the disclosure of knowledge. That's all, or the awareness of knowledge. Not really disclosed because that means it's dissing the clothes, so it's still hiding stuff. No, it's going to be full awareness of information, a fountain of knowledge. So from the ignorance age to the split of awareness now, knowledge and awareness of all, and then loving all and realizing that we've been in a show and everybody's been playing parts rather than really being there for one another because we weren't sure how, and we're breaking those bonds now because now we're ready. So even if we're not. And then densities. Yeah, densities is another knowledge information, and that's huge. And I'm almost done here. But raw law 1 is what I would say. So go Google all of that information. And good luck to you. I'm going to put links below, great information. And just know that my thoughts are with you. I bless you all. Know that you matter. And good luck in the shift. We're all one. We're all important. You all matter. And I'll probably do another video sometime and explaining other information that we're about to awaken to. So good luck. Bless you all for grace and of grace and in grace. And watch Celestine Prophecy. That's another thing you can watch on YouTube. Premium members. Bless you.